Hey guys, back with day 4 accountability check-in. Let's just do what time is it? As you'll see, it is 11:30 on Sunday night. And guys, this is a perfect example about just pushing through and putting in the work. Like, I don't want to be doing this right now. I want to be watching Olympics or whatever, not working. But it's times like this. I mean, this just illustrates you need to do what other people are not willing to do. You need to be working late on a Sunday night sometimes. I mean, it's just, you got to do what you need to do to get this done. And one thing that's really been helping me push through are these daily accountability check-ins. Like, I show you guys exactly what time it is every time, and I almost feel the obligation to put out a video every single day just to show you I am doing this. I am putting in the work. You can do the same, but it's going to take sacrifice. It's going to take 11:30 at night. But that's also, I just wanted to tell you, Sunday night is a perfect night for accountability. You could take a look back at what you were able to accomplish this week or the week prior. Also, great time for planning the week ahead. Here are the goals that I want to lay out. But this whole accountability thing where I'm uploading a video to YouTube and it's going to live forever, and I feel the obligation to not only deliver you guys the content, but also this is my legacy. I'm not going to take these videos down. The challenge is a 30-day challenge to take an idea from $0 a month to $5,000 a month in revenue. And if I fail, it's going to be out there. I will go and try again, but this is the accountability. It makes me want to come in and actually put in the work because I do not want to fail. I don't want people thinking I'm full of shit. I know I'm not full of shit. I know my shit. It just requires the work, and that's why I'm doing it. But also start thinking about maybe, if you do tend to procrastinate, if you do tend to put things off, if you do on a Sunday night, say, I worked hard all week. I worked on Saturday. Let's just put this on. We'll do this first thing Monday. If you have something like that, you don't necessarily need to do an accountability test on YouTube and upload a video every day. Maybe you just need to talk to your wife and have a accountability check-in every night with her. Or maybe it's your best friend, or maybe it's your buddy, or maybe it's your neighbor. Just having somebody there to check in and just, you're not going to want to let that person down. It's going to help you keep motivated. So, just think about that. Think of it, something like that is for you. Okay, got a couple slides. We're going to go quickly, but remember this is recorded. You guys can pause the video and try to digest some of this stuff, or just watch it 15 times. So, a little follow-up from earlier video. Remember we were talking about standard operating procedures and processes. I had mentioned a document that you should have kind of internal, not only for, you want to have you want to have a document like this for every single one of your clients, but you also want to have a document like this for your own business. It's kind of a usernames and passwords document. You're going to be setting up a Gmail, you're going to be setting up hosting and WordPress and YouTube account and GoDaddy. You want to have a centralized document where with a click of a button that you can access all of this data. So again, this is the exact one I'm putting together for my business, but this is going to be the same template that we have for every single client. Every time we get a new client on board, I'm going to go clone this document, and then I'm going to fill in their contact information, where their website is registered and the name servers, what their Google username and password is, if you know that, what your own username and password is, where you're hosted, the FTP, the WordPress username and password, the client's address, your GoDaddy, just any type of notes. It's just, I'm recommending have a central file for every single client. That way you know exactly where all the info is. You keep your notes on that file. If you actually start to hire somebody, you share that document with everyone. Everyone on the team has all of the information at their fingertips. Yesterday or the day before, we were talking about researching your niche, finding out, do you have other competitors providing marketing in your niche? If you do, just like you do for your own business, take notes on them. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know, you might partner with them. Like, remember we talked about this Joe guy. I'm actually going to partner with him. He's going to help me offer what I'm doing to his clients for a cut. I haven't reached out to these other two yet, but I want to make sure that I have all of their information in one nice spot. Okay, so what we're going to talk about today is setting up your website. We set up WordPress. All of my websites are WordPress. WordPress is just simple. All of the instructions that I'm going to show you and screenshots, they're going to be in WordPress. So I would highly suggest WordPress. Also, if you start to get familiarized with WordPress, you're going to find out when you start talking to clients that 1 out of every 4, maybe 1 out of every 2 clients that you start to work with are going to be they already have a WordPress. So you're going to go in, it's going to be very familiar, it's going to be easy to install what you need to install. Also, let's say 6 months down the line, you start getting clients and you realize that some of the clients' websites in the niche that you've picked are just garbage and they're shit and they need a better website look. Maybe you find a theme inside your niche and maybe you start to actually not only provide email marketing, maybe you decide to start cloning over a WordPress for them because you have a template that looks better than theirs. So again, it's just something to think about. That's something that you could add to revenue stream. I'm highly suggesting that you're not doing that this first month or either month 2 or month 3. Focus on that one thing, but I'm just saying kind of think long term. If you're going to be providing them with one aspect of marketing, if you're going to be getting familiar with WordPress, it might not be a bad idea to start offering that 6 months, 12 months down the road. You need 2 things to have a website live on the internet. You need your domain name, and that's going to be your .com, so whatever your website is, .com. That's your domain name. And you need web hosting, and this is where all your website is. It's a bunch of files. It's photos, it's code, and so you need a place on the internet where those are going to be hosted. We talked a little bit about GoDaddy and Bluehost. I'm going to make it extremely easy for you guys. Remember, domain name and web hosting, get both of them at GoDaddy. With this promo code right here, you're going to get a year worth of hosting. It's the economy package. That's going to be fine for what you're doing. They have deluxe is the step up. You don't need it right now. Just get the economy. And it actually comes with a free domain name. So you're going to get both things that you need, your domain name and your hosting, $12.97 for the first year. So real easy, just go do that. Installing WordPress. I Googled install WordPress and it showed me these steps for GoDaddy. Here's the link, or simply just call customer support. They will walk you through it. They'll kind of begrudgingly do it. They're going to say, we're not really here to walk you through that. However, they all know how to do it. They've done it 1,000 times. They will actually help you step by step. Customer support's going to be one of your greatest resources. Don't be afraid to call them up. It's not a terrible wait time, and they're going to help you out with whatever you need, and it's free. Next, once you have WordPress configured, you are going to go to the login screen. So it's going to be whatever your domain is, .com. So example, whatever, /wplogin.php. Actually, there's another one. I'm going to add this in right now. WP admin. It's going to take you to the same screen. So whatever one you want to remember. It's going to take you to this, where your username and password. This is mine. I blurred out. You guys don't need to know my username. You put in your username and your password and you press login. One thing that I wanted to make a note, most web hosts, when they install WordPress for you, just give you a default installation, a lot of them give you the default username of admin, and you need to change that immediately. Hackers and guys who do malware and all those sort of things, the guys who try to hack into their website, they know that WordPress gives you a username of admin by default. And most customers setting up a WordPress, they don't understand that they need to change this. Well, if you leave it as admin, these hackers are going to know 50% of your username and password equation. So all they do is write a script saying, okay, we're going to go after this website. It's WordPress. I can see that their username is admin. Write this script and just try to go guess their password. Every single website that a client has come to us that's been hacked, every single time it's WordPress, it's always the username is still admin. So simply, this is something you need to change immediately. This is where you go once you're in the dashboard. You just click on users and see what your username is. If it is admin, here are the steps. Go and press add new to create a new user. Write down or create the username and the password. Make them something secure with some numbers and some letters, maybe a pound sign. Write these down in your company passwords file. Then log out of WordPress. log back in using the new username and password, and then just go back to users and delete the admin one. It's that easy. Okay, next, this is the dashboard of WordPress. And I've highlighted 4 areas where you're really going to spend a lot of your time. Posts, those are going to be blog posts. That's not going to be something that we need to worry about right now. If you start to create a blog, I'd say that's probably 2 to 3 months down the line, so don't really worry about that. Just know that posts are blog posts. Pages are what you're going to care about. Pages are actual pages of your website. For example, your home page, that's going to be a page. About us, that's going to be a page. Our services, our pricing, contact us, all of those are pages. So that's where you're going to be spending a lot of your time. Plugins are little add-ons for WordPress. I'll show you the ones that you need to install. So you're going to be playing around there a little bit. And then settings, really, you're just going to use this as the initial setup. I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do. So let's dive in. Let's just go top to bottom. Posts, just log in there. There's a default blog post for every installation. Just go trash that one. You don't need it. Hello world, just hover over it and press trash. So you're done there. Next, go down to pages. Same thing, it's going to be a page by default. Just go trash that. You don't need it. While you're in pages, go ahead and press that add new and create these 5 pages. I created these 5. I didn't even put anything on them. It doesn't matter. You don't need that right now. Just create these 5 because we are going to be putting on content at some point. We're going to go submit our site to Google to make sure that they actually put it in its index. And so it's good to have these 5 pages created. Again, you don't need to put anything on them. Go create a home page, create an About Us page, our service, contact us, and thank you. So just real quick, press add new, and then just go press that and press publish. Next, go to plugins and install these 4 plugins. Disable comments. WordPress, they allow users to leave comments. We don't care about comments. All of the comments that you're going to get are just spam. So we just like to disable those from the get-go, not even worry about it. Lead pages connector, don't worry about that now. We'll explain that in the next one. Login lockdown. This is good because remember we talked about those attempts where people try to hack into your website, try to guess the username and password. Login lockdown actually limits the incorrect attempts to 3 times. So once somebody judges the username and password incorrectly 3 times, it locks them out for an hour. So it really protects against those mass hack attempts. And then Yoast SEO, that's just going to be an SEO plugin that we use. It's the standard across all WordPress. So go install those plugins. Okay, next, go to general settings. These are just going to be one-time changes. So over on the left, hover over settings, go to general. We're going to change the title tag. So right here, you've seen I've put my #1 keyword that I want to go for first with a little straight up line, and then carpet cleaning autopilot, the name of the business. Next, I just made sure that the email address right here was mine. And then if you want to change the time zone to be accurate, do that as well. Next, under settings, you want to go to the reading tab. Now that it's going to be on default by your latest posts, you're just going to put the bullet in the static page, and you're going to change the front page to home. That's all you need to do there. Just put the bullet right there on static page and change the front page to home. Press Save Changes. Next, go down to permalinks. This is just when you build out new pages of your website, what it's going to look like. By default, it has plain up here. And so you can see it just looks weird. What you want is the post name. So when I create carpetcleaning-marketing.com/about-us, it's actually going to say about-us. So just put the little bullet point in post name and then press save. Again, I know we're going quickly. That's why you can go watch this 5 or 6 times and pause the video and just go do it for yourself. Next, we're going to go down to disable comments. You just have to enact it. So put the bullet point on everywhere and then press Save Changes. Very easy. Okay, next. So that's all your website set up. We'll come back to that in a later video of what to put on your home page, what to put on your contact us. Don't worry about that right now. What we need to worry about right now is the most important part, the most critical part of this entire process. What we're trying to do is start an online business. Well, you are not an online business. You're not a business, period, until you have a client that is paying you. So that is what we need to start putting some energy towards. We need to start putting some feelers out there to see, if there's some people interested in our niche that we can either use as a case study, or we're going to give them a lowball introductory offer for for the first 5 people, just some clients that you can start getting in, working with their website, start getting them some results, start some case studies. So you're going to be able to do one of two things. I would recommend starting with Gmail and just doing cold emails. Hopefully from a previous video, maybe you used a Fiverr gig to start collecting a database of emails from clients in your niche. Maybe you used a Fiverr gig and you got a bunch of emails that way. Just start writing cold emails to these guys saying, hey guy, hey prospect, I am starting a new business in your niche. I've got a proven system here. I'm going to be deploying it for clients in your industry across the United States. However, right now I'm looking for a couple people to work with me on an introductory offer. You can lock in your rate at a lowball offer, but I'm going to want a testimonial from you after this works, et cetera, et cetera. We just want to start putting our feelers out there. This is going to help you hone, what type of email do you actually need to put out there to get a favorable response. And I'd say what you're trying to do from this initial email outreach is you're trying to set up a 5-minute conversation. There are going to be a couple questions you're going to want to validate yourself, start to create that trust factor. I would say it's going to be done on an initial phone call. So ask for a 5-minute to 10-minute intro. Again, what we're trying to set up is we're trying to find out what messaging we want here that's going to start this whole sequence. Now, we don't have any of these emails written yet. So again, that's why I'm saying we're just going to want to start trickling, maybe it's 5 to 10 emails a day from your database. Just start trying to get some interest, start trying to get those appointments. Once we really hone down on the right message that we have here, that's when we're going to put it into the send grid. Really want to make a quick partnership announcement. I have partnered on this carpet cleaning thing with Nick. Nick owns his own business. He's got a couple specialties. He's an email automation specialist. He is very good at A/B testing, and he's very good at copywriting. So that's why it made it attractive to me to partner with somebody, not only because he's going to be able to help with these things, but this whole 30-day challenge is going from 0 to 5,000 a month. I'm not saying that everybody can do that, but I am kind of putting myself out there. And so I need help achieving that, and Nick's going to be the guy to help me actually get that done. So when we started having the conversation of what that agreement or what that partnership would look like, initially in my mind, I wanted to give him 20%. I would keep 80%. I would hire him on for some of these things and give him 20%. He wanted to go 50-50 because he has his own business. He said, Jeff, for me to really put in the effort that is going to be needed to drive this thing forward, I'm going to want 50%. Anything less than that it's not going to motivate me to start doing some of these things outside of my own business. And so at the end of the day, again, I'm not doing this for money. I'm doing this to show you guys how it's done and that it can be done. So it's not about the money. So I said, sure, Nick, let's do this. I know you're going to be able to help me achieve my goal. We did a 50-50 split, and now we are business partners. One quick thought about that. I am not telling you guys to go out and go get a business partner. I would say hire somebody for these things. Nick I've worked with him for the past 1.5 years. He is a very smart guy. If I had more time, I could go hire somebody to go do all of this stuff, but I enjoy working with Nick. And again, I know he's going to be able to get me to where I need, and so that's why I was willing to partner 50-50. You need to be very careful with business partners or really anybody you give a percentage of your business to. So you really need to take into consideration the person that you're going in and with, what they're going to bring to the table, and really just think in your mind, what happens if they decide if they're not pulling their weight a year in, 2 years in, because guess what? They're still going to own 50%. So again, it's my recommendation that you actually, if you need help with these things, to just go hire an outsourcer, hire a service to do it for you. Don't necessarily give up a percentage of your business. I would say that's the last option, I guess. So Nick, like I said, he's really good at copywriting. So he started writing out a couple subject line ideas because we're going to want to test subject line A versus subject line B. We want to find that right formula because when we put things into this, we want it to be the most optimized subject line, the most optimized email, the most optimized call to action, all of those things. We want it, because if we're going to send this out to 5,000 people, we want a 20% opt-in rate. We don't want just a 5% opt-in rate. And so that's why you A/B test. Here's some subject lines. Here's the actual email. I blurred a little bit out just because I don't want to give Nick's whole, you guys can write this email. So that's what we're going to be doing. We talked about lead pages. I went in and created this simple lead page, carpet cleaner in the background. It's got headline 1. Are you interested in the case study that doubled our carpet cleaner's business? We expose our entire playbook. This is for a limited number of clients. When somebody presses this, they come to this and they see, oh, there's a next step. And also remember, eventually when somebody opts into that list, it's going to put them right in this email nurture sequence right here. We don't have that set up right now. So inside lead pages, you can configure that page. When somebody opts in, it's gonna give you the notification. It's called a lead notification, and then you're gonna actually put in what email you want. When somebody opts in, you get the email saying, congratulations, someone opted in to your lead page. Here's their name and email address. Then you know how to follow up with them. So again, we're not dropping them into this just yet. We just want these emails notifications going straight to you. So I know that was a lot of information. Sorry about that. It's a big data dump. But again, it's recorded. Can you watch the video again and again if you need to? Put any questions in the comments below. And stay tuned for tomorrow's accountability check-in. Thanks, guys.